Do you honestly believe I see you as a brother? The words were sharp, tinged with frustration. Like, seriously, it's her fault you turned out this way. Made you weak. You need to eliminate what weakens you. There was a pause, a moment of hesitation before the tone softened. Isaac, Emma. A sudden shift in the atmosphere, as Isaac stirred, his breath catching in his throat. Isaac, sorry, I had to wake you up. The voice continued, now gentle, concerned. You seem to be having a nightmare. Are you calm now? Your temperature is normal, but you're sweating. Are you feeling sick or something? The sound of a phone ringing in the background broke the silence. All right, your phone hasn't stopped ringing. It must be your manager. Sorry, we slept straight through the next day and missed our night shift. I'll explain to management why we didn't make it last night. There was a brief silence, a sense of quiet consideration. Are you okay with takeout? Cooking's not really my thing. I'm down for whatever, but you don't really need to. All right, I'll get something from the new noodle place nearby. But then something shifted. A note of suspicion crept into the voice. Wait, pause. Why does it seem like you're in a rush? What do you mean? The response was immediate, defensive. Is there something else you'd rather do? How about starting the day by greeting each other? A feigned casualness, an attempt to steer the conversation back to normalcy. Good morning, Finn. How are you feeling? Did you sleep well? Why, yes, I slept pretty well. Thank you for staying over, came the hesitant reply. Anytime. Are you trying not to rock the boat now? Because you're not doing a great job, the voice pressed, still probing. No, Isaac, the reply was firm now. Actually, I'm trying to make it clear because, spoiler alert, I am pissed. Especially after you two ditched the shift last night. The tension in the air thickened, the earlier lightness forgotten. We did explain, right? Really sorry about the mess with your team's metrics. But the voice was unwavering, insistent. No, this isn't about the metrics, okay? I couldn't reach anyone, and it had me super worried. Remember, I'm more than just your manager. I'm also your friend. I'm sorry, manager. The words were filled with remorse. That won't happen again. It's all worked out now. You don't need to worry. You're safe, and that's all that matters. I'll see what I could do about your shift. Maybe we can request a morning schedule for you. Go inside and rest up. Hit me up if anyone bothers you again. The conversation shifted again, the intensity easing, but not completely dissipating. You're going somewhere else next, aren't you? Oh, can you tell? The tone was lighter, almost playful. Feels like you're in a rush. Just heading to the meetup that got canceled last time. I'm not too timing, I promise. I wasn't thinking that at all. The reply was hurried, almost flustered. I'm inside. Take care. The finality in the words was palpable. All right, it's over with. But the calm was short-lived. A sudden exclamation. Hey, are you lost? Isaac, how the hell did you find my place? Are you really here? Don't tell me you're going to do it here now. Panic began to set in, the tension from earlier flooding back. Here's the thing. I didn't sign up for this in the first place. Then why come here? The voice was demanding, desperate. You should leave now. Let's just talk about this back at the office. A final warning, the tone steely, unyielding. You better listen up. Whatever you're hoping to get from me, it's not happening. I'm not who you think I am. I'm not who you think I am, he said, his voice low and firm. Whatever you believe you know about me, that's all in the past. Yeah, fine, whatever. Just leave, all right? You're going to get me in trouble. A brief silence filled the air, thick with tension, until another voice broke through. Oh, looks like we got a guest. He might get cold out here. Why not let him in? The reply was sharp, dripping with sarcasm. What? Cat got your tongue? You look like you've been caught red-handed. Let me guess, she spun some tale of drama. And now you're here to play the knight in shining armor. Bad news for you. You're not the first one. This girl pulls that stunt all the time, just to get attention. Seriously, Eva, when are you going to give up? The mocking tone continued. So, are you two dating now, or what? I doubt it. With a challenge in his voice, the other man responded. What if we are? What are you going to do about it? The scene shifted as a phone rang, and someone picked up. Isaac? You can't come to work again? Why? Where are you? Hospital. Concern laced their words, and when they arrived, it only deepened. Oh, you're here. Thanks for coming. What happened to you? I know you have a lot of questions, but sit down and rest up first. Did you get into an accident? Oh no, your face. It's covered in bruises. Who did this to you? Did you get into a fight? The concern turned inward as the conversation shifted. How was your sleep, Finn? Did you get some good rest? What's wrong? A, are you mad? Why are you worried about me when you're the one who's hurt? You should be thinking about yourself. Your left hand is injured. How are you supposed to get anything done like that? I just wanted to make sure I didn't wake you when I called you to come over. You're not even telling me what happened. Then a confession. All right, everything, that meetup that got canceled. It was with Eva. I think you know her. She's your teammate. Actually, I lied. We did meet. We talked, but only for a bit. So I ended up waiting for you at the station. A question hung in the air. What did you talk about? She wanted me to kill someone for her. That's a weird thing to ask, right? Like you, she also got that impression of me. Seriously? Do I really give off the vibe that I could do such a thing? She asked me to get rid of her boyfriend. The guy's an abuser, and somehow, she thought the only way out was to have him killed. A moment of hesitation, then the truth. So, last night did you? No, Finn. Of course not. But after finding out her situation, there was no way I could just ignore it, right? I had to come up with something else. He's kind of a moron, honestly. I riled him up almost instantly. I let him land a few hits, so I'd have something to report to the police. I didn't expect him to pull out a cutter, though. He got me pretty bad before the cops got there. But hey, the worse off I got, the longer he's going to get locked up. It did the trick. Eva's finally free from that guy, without us having to cross that line. The laughter that followed was unsettling, prompting a worried response. How are you even laughing about this right now? Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not laughing because I think it's funny. I didn't mean to act so unhinged. You could have died there, and you're probably in so much pain. So why do you look so happy? With a hint of vulnerability, he answered, maybe I am. I know this might sound strange, but I'm kind of happy seeing you worry. It's because you care about me, right? I'm probably getting ahead of myself, but I feel like now there's a better chance to make you genuinely fall for me. Disbelief tinged the final words. You're unbelievable. Promise me you won't get hurt like this again. I promise, came the quiet, sincere reply. The office buzzed with casual chatter as one of the employees leaned over to his colleague, eyebrows raised in surprise. So, he's not coming in today again? Can you believe Isaac got into a fight? And he actually ended up in the hospital too. Another co-worker, unimpressed, shrugged. Honestly, I can see it. He has that look, you know? Definitely seems like a troublemaker. A third voice chimed in, more empathetic. I don't know, he seems like a nice guy to me. Always smiling and friendly to everyone. The conversation took a slightly darker turn. Did you hear why he was fired from his last job? Rumor has it he had several disputes with his co-workers. Realizing the potential harm in their gossip, one of them glanced at Finn apologetically. Oh dear, sorry Finn, we shouldn't be gossiping about him like this. That was quite insensitive of us. Finn waved it off, trying to ease their guilt. Don't worry about it. If we're really curious, we could always ask the manager. They used to be colleagues. The tone shifted to awkwardness as one of them remembered. Oh gosh, I feel terrible. I keep forgetting you two are dating now. Please pass on our apologies to Isaac for talking about him. Finn smiled faintly. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind. He'd probably just laugh it off when he hears about it. You both missed work the other day too, didn't you? Seriously, what's going on with you two? We're fine, really. No need to worry about us, Finn reassured. Another colleague, sensing Finn's discomfort, offered support. If you need to talk, we're here to listen, just so you know. The conversation shifted again, this time to a reflection on Finn's recent changes. You know, Finn has really changed since she started dating Isaac. Not counting the frequent lateness and absences, of course. She's lost that gloomy vibe and smiles so much more now, right? And she's not bringing up creepy stuff like she used to. Haha, another joked lightly. The mood lightened further as someone added, well, at least he's having a somewhat positive influence on you, Finn. Haha. But listen, I know you like to investigate things, but just this once avoid confronting Eva about this. It's best if you keep your distance from her. She's living a troubled life, surrounded by danger. You wouldn't want to get involved with someone like her. Finn's smile faded slightly, but she nodded. I'm leaving later today. I'll come pick you up from the office, so don't go home by yourself. The group noticed the time. Oh no, our break's almost over. We should head back quickly. You go on ahead, Finn said. I'll catch up after I fix my hair in the restroom. Sure, don't take too long. As they walked away, the sound of footsteps and taps echoed through the hall. Alone now, Finn was startled by an unexpected voice. It was always a mystery to me why you dressed so covered up all the time. Now it all makes sense. Finn turned, surprised by the directness. That's an interesting way to start a conversation. So, he actually told you about last night? Huh? That jerk. Why him? Of all people? I have nothing to say to you. Go ask your boyfriend if you really want to know. The tone turned more serious. He wants me to stay away from you. This has nothing to do with you. And I hold no grudge against you, Finn. But listen to me very carefully. Stay away from Isaac. It's for your own good. Don't end up like me. Save yourself. The weight of those words lingered as the scene shifted again. The workday was drawing to a close, and the manager's voice broke through the tension. All right, everyone who's done for the day can leave now. Those with tasks in their queue, please complete them so you can also head home. Yes, manager, came the collective response. A coworker turned to Finn, exasperated. Geez, go home already. Are you for real? You've barely started your shift. Sorry, Isaac, Finn muttered to herself, feeling the weight of everything that had transpired. As they walked away, the conversation continued in hushed tones. After knowing her situation, we couldn't just ignore it, right? Finn's voice trembled slightly. W, were you talking to me? Are you nuts? Now I get why the two of you are a perfect match. There's something I want to talk about, Finn said hesitantly. Okay, listen, I'm really sorry about what happened to your boyfriend. I don't know why he didn't fight back, but I can't tell you anything more. You should really ask him directly. The final words were heavy with regret. I asked someone to kill my father, and when he actually did it, I've carried that regret my whole life. Don't end up like me. Save Eva. When I was a kid, I saw my mom's partner abuse her constantly. Every time I tried to stand up to him, I'd end up hurt too. I tried to convince her to leave him, but she always said it would never happen again. Yet it always did. I couldn't understand why she stayed with him, even though he hurt both of us. I promised myself I'd never be like my mom, but here I am, proving myself wrong. I moved out as soon as I could, but things didn't improve. Then this guy came along and made things somewhat better. He made me feel special, calling me beautiful and saying all the things any woman would love to hear. For the first time, I felt loved and happy, a feeling I wish could last forever. But really, what do I know about love? My life has been filled with hurt and trouble from those around me. Any small act of kindness might seem like love when you have no real comparison. Do you understand? Yeah, I think I finally get my mom now. You cling to the good things, even when you know you might lose them. And then enough. I woke up and realized I couldn't be a victim anymore. Why didn't you just call the police on him? I wanted to, but they didn't believe me because of my past. I've used illegal drugs before, but I've been rehabilitated. When you have a record, people only see you as an addict. They didn't help me before, so why would it be different now? Then he found out. He threatened to spread my private photos and videos online if I tried to report him or leave. I was trapped like his prisoner, so I turned to Isaac for help. Sorry about your boyfriend. Honestly, I'm glad he didn't go through with it. I shouldn't have dragged him into my mess. But he did help, so I have to stick to my part of the bargain. I need to pack up and leave before he's back. Wait, can I come with you? I want to help. I know a detective who might assist with your case. We can surrender this laptop and his phone too. Do you think that'll be enough? We also have his messages showing he tried to blackmail me. This could be powerful evidence for a long prison term. We'll ask Scott to help file a restraining order, so he can't come near you anymore. You know so much about this. Have you ever thought about becoming a cop? I used to hang out at the police station a lot when I was younger, so I was always around cops. I learned a lot by sneaking through their files. Why are you helping me, Finn? After what I did to Isaac, I wonder how different things might have been if someone had helped me back then. What if my father had been killed? What would my life be like? Maybe normal? I could have had a new family and made many friends. But dwelling on what might have been is pointless, so, Finn, I'm sorry to ask this. I know it's a sensitive subject, but was your father killed? Bang, bang, bang. Eva, open the door. Why is it locked? That jerk is with you, isn't he? It's him. He's not supposed to be out yet, so why? Finn, quick. Go hide in the bathroom. I'll keep him busy. Stay there. It's safe to come out. What the hell? Why aren't you opening the door, you bitch? What's the matter? You thought I wouldn't make it out? Guess you're not so lucky. Locke, who's here? Were you threatened by him? Guess I was after all. Just shut up and get to the point. What do you want from me? Easy there. You're letting your mask slip. Where's that nice guy from work? I've got better things to do. Keep this up, and I'm out of here. Okay, listen up. I promise I won't mention anything to Finn about you. I'm even willing to resign and move somewhere else if that's what it takes. But you need to do one thing for me. Make sure it's done right without any slip-ups. Kill my boyfriend for me. Huh? Are you serious about this? I have a good reason for this, just so you know. That jerk is a monster. He's abusive and has completely ruined my life. I can't escape him unless he's gone for good. What the hell? This is unreal. I don't care what you think. I'm dead serious. If you don't follow through, I'll make sure Finn learns everything about your past. Suppose I am capable of killing, as you suggest. Why would you risk meeting me here alone in the middle of the night? If you're trying to scare me, don't bother. I can defend myself. Quite ironic, isn't it? Why not use that courage against him instead? I can't. What's wrong? Cat got your tongue? Just the sight of him, and I'm frozen with fear. I'm dating a psychopath. Do you have any idea what it was like in that tiny, filthy cell? It was unbearably hot, and the food was awful. I ended up in debt just to get bailed out. Where's your guy hiding, huh? How did you even meet that lunatic? That guy's a complete psychopath. Who in their right mind laughs while getting beaten up? He's crazy. Hey, coward, I know you're here. Show yourself, and let's finish this. You son of a bitch. Stop it. There's no one else here. Yeah, right? You expect me to believe that? I bet you were planning to run away together while I was in jail. There's nothing between us. He only said that to tick you off. Bullshit. Mark my words, if I see him, he's dead. Enough. We're the only ones here. Why's the bathroom door locked? Hey, come out. I'm losing patience here. Finn, why do you always have to be such a pain? Just wait. All right, then. Guess I'll have to bust this door open. Get out. What did you just say? I said get out of my house. Leave now. You have no right to be here. You don't help with the rent or any of the work. I even feed you, while all you do is gamble and waste your life. Get out before I call the cops. Slap. You think anyone else would have sheltered such a wretch? You start making a little money, and now you're entitled? That's hardly anything compared to what I've spent on you. You're worthless, Eva. Aw, no. Slap. Slap. Who do you think you are? Let go of me. You asked for this. Stop. I'm sorry. You're nothing but a burden. If this is how you're going to be, why don't we just cut your worthless life short? Eva, run. Move. Who the fuck? Stomp. Eva, stomp. Come back here. Stomp. You're not going anywhere. Grab. Pull. Finn, don't stop. Get out of here. Eva, run. You have to keep running. I promise I'll come back. I'll get you. Get back here. Eva, thanks to you, that bitch got away. Great. Now my head is killing me. Worse? Hey, I don't know what your deal is, but you're definitely going to pay for this. The room was in disarray, and the mess was overwhelming. Who's supposed to clean this up? He muttered, exasperated. That woman is really useless. He glanced at the battered figure before him. I guess she's been making a lot of new friends lately, huh? Don't look at me like that. Sorry for shoving you earlier, but you threw a bottle at me, so I guess we're even. He assessed the damage. You're not seriously hurt, are you? Can't you stand on your own? I didn't push you that hard, did I? With a bitter laugh, he continued. Eva just ditched you here. Can you believe that? Some friend, huh? That's just the kind of person she is. And now you've seen it for yourself. She probably won't come back. He leaned closer, his tone harsh. Don't believe a word she says. She probably told you some things about me, but trust me, I'm not a bad person. Don't fall for her stories. He paused, his voice tinged with blame. Do you see what happens when you don't listen? If you hadn't gone out without telling anyone, none of this would have happened. You only have yourself to blame. There was a trace of regret in his voice. I don't want to be like her, but sometimes it happens. She never listens, you know? Her life was a disaster before I came along. Now it's better, all thanks to me. But what did I get in return? She treated me badly, and her cheating got me thrown in jail. He added bitterly, "This isn't the first time she's done this, you know? We're always fighting, and sometimes it gets physical when things heat up. I never wanted to hurt her, but she pushes me too far." He scrutinized the other person closely. "No, Eva looks fine. There are no visible bruises or marks. You're careful to hurt her only in places usually covered up. You make sure she always dresses to hide the marks when she goes out. You keep her under your control forever. Your actions are inexcusable. You're a bad person, and that's all there is to it." His frustration grew. "I can't stand people like you, always sticking your noses where they don't belong. Let go," he demanded. "No, you're a lot stronger than Eva, but it's the same. Maybe you need a lesson too." He threw a questioning glance. "Did you get that flowers? They symbolize freedom." "What? You bitch," he spat, the anger evident in his voice. He continued, "Stop. Fuck. Who is it this time?" he growled. "You psycho. You better have a death wish. Wait, how dare you lay your filthy hands on her? No one else touches my prey." He looked at the figure, recognizing him now. Was he older than I remember? "You got off easy before. I had no reason to hurt you then. You'll wish you'd stayed in prison." "No. Stop. You'll kill him." "Isaac." "No. Isaac, stop. Don't kill him. They'll take you away too." Tears streamed down his face. "If you go away, it will be cold again. I don't want to feel cold again. Please." "It's okay now. I'm not going anywhere." "Do you genuinely believe this is a self-defense case?" Well, the girl was only trying to defend herself, but her boyfriend intervened and assaulted the guy severely. "It's like a crime scene in here. Tell me about it. I need to be updated." "It's Detective Scott Lee." "What's a detective doing here?" "I'm dating a psychopath." "Is this really necessary?" "I've already given the police all the details." "Don't worry. I'm not here to investigate or take charge. You don't need to answer all my questions. I just want to understand what happened to Finn and why she was at your house." "Oh, you're the detective Finn mentioned. So, she's already spoken about me?" "I'm sorry. This is all my fault. Finn was trying to collect evidence of my boyfriend's abuse to make sure he gets sentenced. She said she went through something similar with her father, so she came over to help, along with her boyfriend, Isaac. She helped me, but she got hurt because of me. You must be really concerned about her." "I'm so sorry. Finn's got a lot of people looking out for her. She's really lucky. I wish I had someone who cared about me like that too. I envy her." "You have someone now. Finn is probably eager to know if you're okay. I'm heading to the hospital to check on her. She'll be relieved to know you're fine. Want to come with me?" "Did you really have to involve Finn in this? Who knows what else that bastard would have done if I hadn't arrived in time." "Luckily, the hospital is close by. I swear, I didn't intend for her to get involved. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You better be. None of this would have happened if you weren't so weak. It's all on you. That worthless scumbag boyfriend of yours is going to rot in jail this time. And you need to stick to the deal and stay away from Finn for good." "I'm sorry, sir, but I don't think I can see her. Please tell her I'm really grateful for having met her. Once the test results come in, we'll let you know. In the meantime, you can go home and rest. The officers said you're free to go." "Thank you. Are you her guardian, Scott? Were you planning to tell me this, or is it just another thing on the long list of stuff you never share with me? Did you come all this way just to lecture me? I don't understand, Finn. Why is it so hard for you to rely on me for these things? You could have called me before doing anything." "Okay, sorry if I'm raising my voice. I know you struggle with opening up, but it's different when you're putting yourself in danger. It felt like I was reliving a nightmare. When I found out about what she was going through, I felt responsible. I needed to do something to help. Maybe I hoped that by doing so, I could ease my own guilt, at least a little. When he pinned me down, it felt like a recurring nightmare. But this time I fought back with everything I had, and it felt good. Really good. But then I got scared because the feeling was disturbingly familiar, like it wasn't the first time. My flashbacks were slightly different. Am I remembering things wrong? Am I a fraud? I can't tell what's true anymore. It's all right. You acted because you knew it was the right thing to do. I'm really proud of you. But promise me you won't be so reckless next time. I'm here. Sorry it took so long. The police were asking too many questions. Oh, you're finally here. Get ready. I'll give you both a ride home. Sir, please keep a close watch on Mist. Why? Is there something I should be concerned about? It's Isaac. I already told Finn to be cautious around him, but I think it's too late now. Isaac? Aren't you friends with him? Didn't you say he helped you too? You saw what he did, right? You know what he's capable of. If you're skeptical, you can look it up. You can run a background check. You guys have access to that information. I've known Isaac since high school. His real name was Yo. Senior Honor. How can I assist you this time? Do a background check on Isaac Inoue. There we go. It's done. That haircut really suits you. Wow. They look like real siblings now, almost like twins. What do you mean? They actually are siblings. Well, not biologically, but you get my point. Noah is my husband's son, and legally he's mine now. I treat him like my own. All right, everyone, let's focus on the camera. 3, 2, snap. Okay, no eating until we've prayed together. Why can't you ever listen? I'm on my wit's end with you. We need to be grateful for what we receive. That's what God wants. You know it's a sin to ignore his commands. You don't even try to repent or seek forgiveness. Oh my God, we're cursed. This is all your fault. My husband was taken from me because of you, and now you'll be the reason we never make it to heaven. You refuse to pray, go to church, or we'll never be together. No, I'm going to burn in hell because I can't set my child on the right path. You've lost it completely. If you won't eat, then starve for all I care. And where are you going? Are you going to see that girl again? Her dad came by the other day and told you to stay away. Stop giving me headaches. No, Isaac, go after your brother. He's causing trouble. No, they're at it again, always fighting. I heard the mother's gone mad. Was she crying for me? Still awake? Yes. Can't sleep? Yeah. Sorry I didn't listen to you. Can I come over? I picked up some takeout from the new noodle shop. I realized we haven't had a decent meal since we left the hospital. Wow, it smells good. Isaac, are you mad at me? I don't know. What do you think? You've been quiet lately. Don't do that. You know I'm terrible at reading people's minds. I guess I'm just tired. You seem different these past few days. Like something's changed, or maybe it's just me. At first, I thought it was because of the situation with Eva. I really wanted to ask her about you. I feel like she knows you better, which is why she came to you. But maybe it's just because we've been around each other so much. Maybe I'm affecting you. What are you suggesting? Should we stop seeing each other? You're stressing too much. Nothing's changed. I'm just tired, like I said. I know I've told you this before, but I'm really not the type anyone would want to be involved with. It's like a curse. I mess up the lives of those around me. I hurt them even though I don't mean to. Those who are good to me, I ruin them. That's my curse. You can't keep going like this, Finn. Just sulking and being miserable won't solve anything. That's not what I meant. You're not the only one who's broken. I've told you before, we're not so different. I watched someone I care about be taken away right in front of me by someone I fully trusted. My life's been turned upside down since. I'm sure it's affected my psyche, just like yours. When I chose to be with you, I was committed to accepting every part of you. If you want this to work, you have to do the same for me. If you're still having doubts, this is your chance to walk away. Do you realize how dangerous you are, Finn? You can make someone worship you, bend to your will without them even knowing. Finn, let's go to your room. She's so vulnerable and exposed right now. What's wrong? Defenseless at my mercy. Finn, if I can't control myself, I could end this now. If you don't want to do this, just tell me now. You're not going to hurt me, are you? Not yet, at least. Then go on. I'm all yours tonight. Not until you remember everything. Only then will it be truly gratifying. The investigation took a turn when the focus shifted from the two victims with stab wounds matching a single-edged blade, likely a standard kitchen knife or similar weapon, to the third victim, whose wounds told a different story. The first two victims had deep, clean cuts with noticeable tearing as the knife was withdrawn. But the third victim's injuries were symmetrical and precise, suggesting a different weapon altogether. This discrepancy led to the possibility of two killers being involved. The shift in the method for the third murder indicates it might not all be the work of one individual. Could the two killers be connected in some way? Despite the importance of this discovery, the reaction was subdued. The investigator, who had seemingly spent a sleepless night waiting for a call, was told to pretend to be more enthusiastic. The call could be related to the case, especially considering recent developments with Finn and the request to clear his possible charges. Caution was advised. Being preoccupied with other matters could risk removal from the case. The focus then turned to a fruitless search for old records at local flower shops. With so many flower businesses in the area, finding an order record seemed like a long shot, if it even existed. It became clear that the murderer had no personal connection to any of the victims, a common trait among serial killers who target strangers to avoid being traced through personal connections. The victims, who lived in widely scattered districts, made it difficult to predict the killer's next move. Questions arose about how the killer identified his victims. Did he wander the city, seeking those who fit his criteria? Predictability made for an easier target, like those who target prostitutes due to their known locations, or those who stalk people frequenting the same places. The pattern was evident. All three victims used the train regularly, sharing similar schedules and times. Was it possible that the killer was a regular commuter or someone pretending to be one? Serial killers often blend in, making it less suspicious to ride and disembark at the same stops as their victims. The possibility of reviewing extended CCTV footage before the victims' deaths was considered. Even if a suspicious individual was spotted, it might only appear circumstantial. However, the districts where the victims lived were along the metro railway routes, which could be worth investigating further. The investigator, reflecting on the missed opportunity due to being sidetracked by a false lead, noted an old social media post from the third victim mourning a TacTac influencer who died on the same day. The third victim had a TacTac account under a different username, with a pattern of regular vlogging. This new lead provided a crucial connection. The scene shifted to a more personal moment with Finn. The phone rang, interrupting the moment. A manager's message offered a 3-day leave, requiring medical certificates and a police report upon return. This gesture was appreciated, providing some relief and time to recover. The conversation turned to personal well-being and future plans. Questions about physical pain led to an awkward yet affectionate exchange about bruises and falls. The conversation then moved to discussing how to spend the upcoming days, revealing a desire to explore new activities or hobbies. Amidst the mundane of daily life, there was a deeper reflection on the nature of relationships and the impact of love and care. The conversation concluded with a haunting revelation about the creation of a monster and the return of a significant character, Isaac. The narrative hinted at a past filled with abandonment and despair, leading to a dark purpose and a final confrontation. The phone's relentless ringing cut through the quiet of the room. "Why aren't you picking up my calls? I've been trying to reach you forever." The frustration in the caller's voice was palpable. "I'm dating a psychopath," the caller said, their tone tinged with exasperation. At that moment, the doorbell chimed, marking the arrival of the person the caller had been waiting for. "Finally, you're here. I've been waiting forever." "Were you actually waiting for me?" the speaker asked, a mix of relief and surprise evident in their voice. "Yeah, got a moment to talk? Let's find somewhere private," came the calm response. Sure. Let me drop these off with Finn first. She might get worried if I'm not back soon," the speaker replied. "Those can wait. This won't take long. I need to talk to you, Isaac Inoue. I thought you wanted somewhere private. This place works. We're the only ones here, and I haven't had street food like this in ages. Plus, I could use a drink to unwind from the stress of my case. You don't mind sticking around, do you? I thought you said it would be quick. I need to get back to Finn. I think you lied about first seeing me in that interview. You weren't surprised when I called you by your old name. Did you expect I'd eventually recognize you? Honestly, I'm surprised you're just realizing this now. What took you so long, detective? Cut me some slack. I don't even remember seeing you back then. Even if I did, it was a long time ago, and I wasn't part of the case. I wasn't even a detective then. Is this enough? It won't even go down well. I'm not in the mood for drinking tonight. Excuse me, could you add 2 more bottles to my order? Wait, you smoke, right? No thanks. I'm trying to quit since Finn and I started dating. I'll give you credit for that. But you should stop seeing her. Why? I don't think she'd want that. I don't believe you met her by chance and liked her enough to start dating. What are your intentions? What do you want from her? You think we can't be together because of our past? That seems unfair. Cut the crap. Who would want to date someone involved in their mother's murder? She doesn't remember anything about my mother's death. And that oblivion saved her life. I know you're a victim too and have had a hard time, but you don't know how long it's been. Despite all the therapy, the person who passed away harmed themselves. And now she's gone. She blamed herself, stopped eating or going out, and avoided people. She shut herself away, afraid of losing anyone else. But despite everything, she decided to move on and live normally. She worked hard to get where she is now. I wanted to protect that peace and keep her away from her past. Whatever your reason, you're just delaying her healing. If I'm right, Noah is either sending Finn a message or using the murders to help her remember. He can't get close because of the restraining order. It's clear he didn't intend to hide the bodies. He wants them discovered and in the news. He knows Finn is drawn to these cases. The two have a strange connection. Once Finn remembers everything, she'll find a way to reach him. If he can't come to her, he'll make sure she comes to him. Whatever he plans, it won't be good. We shouldn't let that happen. You're on the case, so you need to be around Finn 24/7. I'll take care of Finn. Do what you need to do and make the city safe for her. You've given me a lot to think about. Just so you know, Finn and I are moving in together. If you're against it or don't trust me, let her know. Why are you so eager to protect Finn? Do you care about her that much? I guess I do. Such a smooth talker. Jay walked through the door, looking slightly surprised to find Scott still awake. You're just getting home now? Like, seriously? Scott asked, his tone laced with concern. Oh, Scott, how did your boyfriend go? Jay responded, trying to shift the conversation to lighter topics. Scott's eyes widened a little. They're making plans together. Wow, that was quick. Jay looked thoughtful. I'm not sure. If Finn's safety is your main worry, you should probably stop getting distracted and focus on the case. Scott furrowed his brow. Should I just ignore impulsive decisions? She seems like a completely different person all of a sudden. I don't think she'd make choices like that, especially with him. Jay leaned in, trying to get to the heart of the matter. Is it really that she's not ready, or are you the one who's not? Scott sighed. Finn's an adult, and she's in love. People change when they're in love. You're just not used to this side of her. Jay's comment drew a smirk from Scott. That's quite a statement coming from someone who's never dated anyone before. Don't be a jerk, Jay retorted. Anyway, what's really bothering you about them moving in together? Was that call earlier about Isaac? Yes, it was, Scott admitted. I had to leave suddenly to speak with him. Jay raised an eyebrow. I had someone check on Isaac. He's Noah's stepbrother. Scott's eyes widened. What? Noah? The same guy connected to her father's murder. Does she know? Jay asked, looking genuinely curious. So you're worried because the guy she's dating is linked to her past? Scott inquired. Yeah, it's a small world, isn't it? But it wasn't just fate. Isaac actively sought Finn out, and the rest is history, Jay explained. Scott looked puzzled. Wait, I don't understand. Finn testified and got him locked up, right? Yes, but shouldn't Isaac hold a grudge against her since they're step-siblings? Yet, he went out of his way to find her. Jay wondered aloud. Not exactly. It wasn't just Finn's father who was murdered that night. There were two victims. A kid rushed to the police station begging for help. It was Isaac, Jay revealed. Scott's eyes widened in disbelief. Wait, what? He was the one who came for help. Yes. They caught up with Finn and Noah at the train station and took them into custody. They interrogated both, but they remained silent for most of the time and refused to cooperate. Noah kept insisting they were just running away together, Scott added. Then Isaac had a change of heart and decided to tell the truth. That's how they discovered her dad was murdered first, and then the stepmother, Jay continued. I'm not sure if Isaac realized it at the time, but if it weren't for Finn, his mother's murder wouldn't have been solved, Jay concluded. Scott nodded. Exactly. The police didn't think two minors could be responsible. They were ready to call it a robbery with homicide because the scene was so well staged. Wow, they've been through so much at such a young age. It must have been incredibly hard for her back then, Scott commented. And I can't imagine the heartbreak Isaac felt being thought of as a sibling, Jay added. There's so much more to this story. I'd be here until morning if I told you everything. You'd be surprised at how the police twisted some details to cover up their mistakes, Jay said, looking contemplative. I'd be more shocked if nothing shady happened. There's definitely some negligence on their part, Scott replied. Yeah, Jay agreed. Oh, what if Isaac knew what Finn did for him and has admired her ever since? It's like something out of a Korean drama, Scott mused. Your romantic side doesn't quite fit with your image as a detective, Jay teased. I can't think of any other reason he'd look for her. He just wants to protect her, Scott said. You're right. I think you might be onto something. Finn mentioned it back then, but I doubt she still remembers, Jay agreed. Scott's expression grew serious. You don't have to testify against her, right? Why do you feel the need to testify against her now? The last thing this world needs is another monster, Jay questioned. I understand what she meant back then. I thought she was talking about Noah, Scott admitted. It wasn't until I became a detective and handled various cases that I finally understood. She might have meant Isaac, Jay explained. When you've been a victim of abuse or injustice, you need the right support. You can try your hardest to move on and get on track, but for some, that choice isn't an option, Jay said thoughtfully. From the cases I've seen, many victims and criminals were once victims of abuse or societal neglect. It's a vicious cycle where they become either victimized or turn into their abusers as a means of coping, Jay reflected. So now I wonder if Isaac truly saved him that day. Jay pondered aloud. Scott clenched his jaw. That bastard. He finally decided to show up? Huh? The nerve to just appear out of the blue. What reaction is he hoping for? It's definitely him. I'll never forget that bastard's face. Does he really think I wouldn't recognize him? Nah. He showed up because he knows I would. That's just the kind of asshole he is, Scott said with a grim expression. Is he threatened that I'm getting too close to his precious little princess? Trying to intimidate me while hiding in plain sight? Is he planning to show up to Finn soon? Scott speculated. Not likely. If getting Finn was his goal, he would have done it already. Everything he does is clean and precise. It's why he went to such lengths to mislead the police when he killed my mother, Scott said. If anything happens to Finn, he'll be instantly tied to the case because of the specific MO and the restraining order, Scott added. He's been very cautious with his crimes to avoid suspicion. He's kept his record clean for so long that he's off probation. He's not stupid enough to mess it up now. He's got it all figured out, Scott concluded. I was too eager before, but this is actually too soon. Finn hasn't remembered everything yet, and I need to make sure I'm not under suspicion by that detective. No way I'm going to be that asshole's scapegoat, Scott resolved. For now, I'll play along with whatever game he's trying to play, Scott said, a hint of determination in his voice. As Scott turned his attention back to Isaac, he said, Isaac, what took you so long? Isaac, looking slightly flustered, replied, Sorry, I bumped into someone I know on my way back. I should have texted you. It's okay. I'm just glad you're safe. I didn't get to finish what I was cooking. Are you hungry? We still have plenty of time, Scott offered. Isaac smiled. Not much, just took a shower. You smell nice. I thought you wouldn't come back, Scott said, a touch of relief in his voice. Isaac looked apologetic. Sorry, did I scare you? A bit. It felt helpless just sitting there, worrying if something bad happened to you, Scott admitted. If you were so worried, why didn't you come out to look for me? Isaac asked, genuinely curious. Remember, you told me not to go anywhere in case something happened. You promised you'd be back, Scott reminded him. Right, I did. Good girl. Everything I do is to keep us safe. Whatever you say, I'll protect you, Isaac said, wrapping an arm around Scott. Can you promise me that you'll always choose me, no matter what? Scott asked softly.